Welcome back to the Artie Lange Show. Chris Mannix here, good friend of the show, of course.
The Artie Lange Sports Show.
That's right. Well, it has been this last segment, absolutely.
Yeah.
We're talking a lot about Pacers Heat. Let's talk a little bit about the other series and what their chances, whoever might win, would be at beating the Heat.
San Antonio has a good chance. San Antonio is really good. This is the best Spurs team since 06-07
I would love
when they last won a
to see
championship.
Tim Duncan school the younger guys and get another ring on his way out.
Yeah,
So it'd be great, you know?
They've got a good shot, though. I mean, look, they've got the defensive horses. Kawhi Leonard is a stud at the defensive end of the floor. He's really good, and he's emerged even more this year as an offensive weapon for them. Tiago Splitter, their power forward. When you look back at the teams that won championships in San Antonio, Duncan always had a good big man to play alongside. First couple of championships was David Robinson, obviously Hall of Famer.
Right.
But the last two, you had a guy like Rashid Osterovic, who was pretty good. Nazir Muhammad back then was a capable starter, someone who could play good minutes at that power forward / center spot and not put so much pressure on Duncan to be the end-all, be-all for 48 minutes during the game. Splitter, a couple of years ago, was one of the best centers, if not the best center in all of Europe. He struggled his first couple of years with San Antonio, but this year he's figured it out, and he's become almost a double-double guy every single night. His presence in that lineup is huge for San Antonio. And like I said before, they're 7th during the regular season in offensive efficiency, 3rd in defensive efficiency. They haven't had those types of numbers since that 06-07 season. This team's for real. And what gives Miami a lot of trouble is fast point guards. And Tony Parker's as fast as they get.
I know. The Spurs could do it. I mean, but if
they get the chance.
Right,
I mean,
okay, but I'm saying, okay, so if they play Indiana, does Indiana walk away with the? If it's Indiana Spurs, which the networks
could mean
want to hang themselves over. If it's Indiana Spurs, though, who's a favorite? If a big favorite?
I would say San Antonio because I worry about the team that gets scared by the lights by their first appearance. And you saw a few years ago, Miami made a lot of mistakes when they would play Dallas in the finals. They lost that series. Last year, Oklahoma City made a ton of mistakes. They admitted that they were frightened by the moment in some ways. Indiana's the same thing. Nobody on that team, to my knowledge, has been this far in the playoffs before. And certainly nobody's been to the NBA Finals. I think they'd be a little rattled by that moment, whereas San Antonio, half the guys in that team have won championships. So it's a big advantage for them.
Well, I don't know. But it'd be fun to watch, man.
It'd be fun to watch, not for the networks.
No, definitely not. But that'd be fun.
Especially when a TV deal is being renegotiated right now.
That's true.
It's true, yeah.
That's true, yeah. The NBA is, I'll tell you, what... people who are anti-David Stern for some reason, I'm like, how could you be a basketball fan? With him and Jordan and Magic and Bird, like that combination of how they... I mean, the NBA Finals were on tape delay.
70s, yeah.
That's
unbelievable.
That is incredible. What about...
it'll be... They'll want Miami to play in the finals if the NBA dusts off like Dick Bavetta for Game 3 of this series
I'd like to see that. I'd like to see Bavetta get out there.
Like a lot of technical fouls called against Indiana.
Give a couple of these.
Yeah.
Next year, let me... I love this because I hate the Los Angeles Lakers. I always have. What's going to happen with Dwight Howard and the L.A. Lakers?
He's staying.
I mean, what are they going to do, right? I mean, he's going to stay. But is it really...
They're in a lot of trouble.
Is he such a head case to where he can't get it together to play real basketball?
I think he could. But a guy like Dwight Howard, and I'm sure it crosses over to all sports, but a guy that's kind of goofy and aloof like that, he needs a strong coach. Stan Van Gundy was the best thing that ever happened to Dwight Howard.
I know.
He didn't take any crap from him.
Both Van
he told him what he needed to hear.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah, you tell the guy what he needs to hear, and it might lead to some friction, but at the end of the day, it works for you. The reason it didn't work in that last year, because Dwight was in the last year of his contract, and when he complained, they had to listen in Orlando. Before, they didn't have to listen to him. Well, you got 4 more years left in your deal. You shut up and play for Stan.
Right.
Stan's great for you. We're trying to give you tough love and tell you what you need to hear. Now, I'm not saying Mike D'Antoni is good for him. I don't think Mike D'Antoni is good for him at all at this point, the way he coaches offense.
Do you think he's out?
I think if they have to choose, yeah. I mean, Mike's the coach. He makes only $3 million per year. Dwight's the future of the franchise. They can't win. Like, if Dwight goes away...
The coach always goes.
The coach always goes.
Yeah.
But if Dwight goes away, what's the future of that team?
No,
I mean, Kobe's 34 coming off an ACL or an Achilles injury. Gasol's 33 with bad knees. I mean, they're all sorts of capped out. They've got bad contracts all over the place. I mean, that's a disaster.
Jerry Buss dead.
Couldn't they make some sort of deal? Houston has the interest in Dwight Howard.
They could make a deal, but I don't know what Houston is willing to give back to them. You know, because look, if they're talking to Houston, it's because Dwight wants to play for Houston, and that's not out of the realm of possibility anymore. Because this is a different Houston team than it was at the start of the season.
Houston's always there, man.
James Harden.
Forever. Yeah, I know.
James Harden there.
Harden's playing ball.
Jeremy Lin's there. And don't forget the fact that no state income tax, that saves about $4 million extra. It's another $4 million in Dwight's pocket that he would make up if he as opposed to somewhere else, like, say Atlanta or someplace like that. That matters to Dwight as well, the money factor. So they could be looming as a dark horse. But one thing I think that is going to weigh significantly in Dwight's decisions, that back injury, I think it made him feel a little more mortal this year. And I think the fact that he can get an extra $20 million in the fifth year of that deal from the Lakers, whereas other teams can only offer a 4-year deal because of the cap rules and the tax rules that the NBA put in, I think that'll be a factor. I think he'll want to make sure he gets all the guaranteed money he can get.
Jeremy Lin was a guy, I got to say, when Linsanity was going on here in New York, I thought, forget about it. This guy's, it's just going to be temporary, blah, blah, blah. But he goes to Houston. And, I mean, this could be a guy you think could put together a 15-year career in the NBA.
He could, absolutely. He got real lucky, though, when they got Harden. Because those first couple of weeks in training camp, I was down there for a little bit of it. And it was like, Jeremy, if you don't score, we're all going to kill you. If you don't do exactly what you did in New York, we're all going to come for you.
Yeah.
And he didn't have any help there. That team stinks without Jeremy Lin and James Harden. Nobody can score on that team. Harden comes down. He becomes the alpha male. He becomes the guy to take the pressure off him. He becomes what Carmelo would have been to Jeremy Lin in New York. And he takes care of business for them on that and allowed Jeremy to be sort of that, pretty good scoring guard. Can't play much defense, but can give you highlight reel type moments from time to time. It was the perfect confluence of events for Jeremy Lin.
Oklahoma City with a healthy Westbrook this year.
They'd still be playing.
They'd be in the finals, you think?
They'd be here right now against San Antonio. But San Antonio's playing great, so who knows what. But they would have had home court. Those first two games would have been Oklahoma City, and that's a big factor for those two teams. Like they're getting. I don't understand people that kill Oklahoma City now. Like, oh my God. Do the Thunder have to rebuild? Do they have to reinvent themselves?
Got hurt.
He got hurt. It's like saying, like, if LeBron blew out his knee.
No, I know. He got hurt.
Like, oh, my God, are the Heat in trouble now? Westbrook's under contract for 4 more years. Durant for 3 more years. Everybody's under contract. Do they need another big man? Yes. But they have 2 first-round picks in this year's draft, including the 10th overall pick. Look, they're going to get a good player there. They're going to get better next year.
I'm looking forward to a really healthy NBA postseason next year with a healthy Derrick Rose and a healthy Westbrook. Healthy Bulls in general.
Rondo,
Amari
Stoudemire.
And Rondo, all those guys coming back.